Welcome to this special convocation celebration. This ceremony will begin in a few moments when the graduates enter the auditorium. Please remain seated while the graduates are entering. When all graduates have taken their places, there will be a brief pause. Then the music will continue, and the officers and faculty of the university will enter and take their place. Please rise and remain standing when the official party enters. I would like to also draw your attention to the 4 exits on the lower level and the 2 locations to exit on the balcony level. If it becomes necessary to clear the auditorium during the ceremony, the volunteers will assist you to these exits. As a reminder, face masks must be worn at all times inside the building. Graduating students may choose to remove their masks while crossing the stage in the atrium following the ceremony. You may also remove your mask in the designated photo areas and then put your mask back on once the photos have been taken. We trust that you will enjoy this convocation ceremony.
to acknowledge that our proceedings take place on the traditional territory of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. Today, this gathering place is still home to many First Nations, Métis, and Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to live and work here. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Sadly, we're not yet singing. Convocation is now in session. Please be seated. As Chancellor, it is my duty and distinct privilege to confer upon you the degrees and diplomas that you have earned during your time at Laurier. So congratulations, class of 2022. You have graduated. It is an amazing accomplishment, given all that you've been through over the past 2 years. All of us at the university, your family, and those who love and care for you are extremely proud of your tenacity, resilience, and creativity. As we all tentatively raise our heads and look around to see what changes the pandemic has wrought, we might think not much, looking at the crowds at the airport and people outside on patios enjoying a meal. However, we all know that is superficial, and that our attitude toward many things has altered, from the way work is done to dealing with the upward pressure on costs, which for years had been mostly under control. Together, I believe we will find ways to bring about a less volatile environment, but it won't happen overnight, and it will take work. As you know, we had an election in this province a few days ago, and regardless of whether you like the outcome or not, we are privileged in this country to be able to vote for whom we choose without fear. Few of us, however, would volunteer to take the place of our elected officials. It's hard to think of a time filled with as many vexing issues as right now. Climate change, the after effects of the pandemic, reconciliation and healing, I could go on and on. However, the problem I worry most about is the fracturing of our society when we most need people pulling together. I admit to being a bit of a word nerd. I still reach for my dictionary when I want to be sure to have the meaning of something right. A community, it says, is a society of people having common rights and privileges, a society of individuals of any kind. For community to work, it needs to be open and welcoming to individuals of any kind. This is true of businesses, volunteer groups, universities, government, in fact, any kind of productive enterprise. Teamwork and collaboration will be what save us. But the other thing that is needed is a common purpose for those individuals to rally behind. You would think that it shouldn't be much of a stretch to imagine that the improvement, the enhancement of the well-being of the community should be enough. But it seems sometimes that that is not the case, and lately cracks have appeared. The kind of education you've received here is very much community-based. That is not only true of the university itself, but of the wider society of which we are a part. During the pandemic, I know that many here volunteered their time and energy to help others, and it speaks well of the culture of this place. When you leave here as alumni today, you will be a member of a large and growing community of people who have spent time here, learning what a university education can do to help you contribute your skills to a world that badly needs them. As only one example, we need to do whatever we can to bring more young people here to Canada, where they can live without fear. Whatever we are currently doing, we need to work harder and do more. Whatever we are currently doing isn't enough. Imagine that a young person, especially a young girl with no hope today, might sit someday where you are sitting and look forward to a bright future. So graduates, take your degree in hand and go out into the world to build strong communities. Find like-minded people to associate with. Make yourself, your family, and your university proud. Stay forever golden. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Deb McClatchy, and I'm President and Vice Chancellor of Wilfrid Laurier University. Before I begin this afternoon, I would like to recognize on stage that we have with us Dr. Michael Kelly, who is Dean of the Laurier School of Business and Economics. Dean Kelly was honored this morning for being present at his first of 3 convocations today, which will be his last set of convocations, being 10 years of Dean of this wonderful school. So, Michael. And congratulations, graduates, and my warmest welcome to everyone here who is celebrating with you today. It's my honor to celebrate you, the class of 2022. During a time of upheaval and uncertainty, you've demonstrated adaptability and perseverance, and today we get to recognize that hard work. I'm so very proud of your achievements and happy to see all of you and your supporters here with us today. And when I look out into the crowd, what I see is hope. I recently came across an article in The Atlantic written by Harvard professor and author Arthur C. Brooks, reflecting on the concepts of optimism and hope. He writes, quote, "Optimism is the belief that things will turn out all right. Hope makes no such assumption, but it's a conviction that one can act to make things better in some way," end quote. In other words, optimism is a nice sentiment, while hope does the heavy lifting. Hope is the spirit that pushes us to find solutions to the world's greatest challenges. And there's no shortage of distressing news in the world today. Every day we hear stories about the pandemic, climate change, extreme polarization in democracies, and war and geopolitical conflicts around the globe, to name a few. However, in my position at Laurier, I have the great privilege of watching our students, faculty, staff, and alumni work with the conviction of hope to address these challenges in order to build a better present and future. Over the last few years at Laurier, there have been so many examples of hope in action. I want to share just a few that have inspired me. In the Laurier School, our students continuously demonstrate that business and social good can and should go hand in hand. In 2020 and 2021, we celebrated our Enactus team from the Laurier School as runners-up in the Enactus World Cup, a global competition that recognizes entrepreneurial ideas that improve the world. From this competition, Laurier's business students developed Earth Suds, shampoo and body wash tablets that eliminate the need for plastic toiletry. and last 20, a method for upcycling plastic bags by turning them into binding agent for pavement. Earthsuds has since sold thousands of products around the world and employed adults with developmental disabilities. While Last 20 completed a pilot project last year in Brantford, only the second of its kind in Canada. And throughout the pandemic, our Lazaritas business students used their ingenuity to meet needs in our community, including developing apps to track COVID and creating services that provided local businesses a way to get their products to consumers even during lockdowns. More recently, I've seen our students across all faculties and programs come together to increase their support for fellow students impacted by war. Our student body has elected to double its support for the International Students Overcoming War, or ISO initiative, to provide more opportunities for students displaced by war to come study at Laurier. Laurier and our students have also supported 31 refugee students since 1991 through WUSC, the World University Service of Canada. Through student engagement and support for ISO and WUSC, we've welcomed students from Rwanda, Somalia, Sudan, Ethiopia, Congo, Syria, and Myanmar, to name a number of countries. Our community has been a springboard for hope and opportunities for students who have lost so much. These are just a few examples of hope in action and why I see so much promise in front of me. One of the reasons I've spent my career working in universities is because they are places of hope and possibility. People come here to build better futures for themselves, their families, and their communities. Laurier's graduates prove me right in this regard. My hope for you now is that you go out and lead your lives with leadership and purpose to make the world a better place. Take the hope you've created at Laurier into the world. The world needs you. It's an honor to celebrate the class of 2022, some of our strongest and most adaptable group of graduates. Congratulations once again on your achievements. I would now like to ask Linda Houghton-Kitamura, Chair of the Board of Governors, to come to the podium to present the 2021 Distinguished Governor Award.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. It is my distinct pleasure to be introducing this next prestigious award. I'm sure it doesn't feel that long ago when our recipient, Jillian Schwartz, was sitting where you are now, waiting her turn to cross the stage to graduate from Laurier. Graduates, you may well wonder where your path will lead and how you will give back to Laurier someday. I'd say let Jillian's story inspire you as you hear it today, as she too once graced the campus and then returned years later to help lead our fine institution as a member of our Laurier Board of Governors. Jillian earned her honors Bachelor of Business Administration with distinction, and also that year was recognized as a Laurier Leader of Tomorrow. After Laurier, Jillian attained her law degree, and today she is an expert in mergers and acquisitions, private equity and venture capital investments, commercial matters, and corporate governance. She was a partner for many years at Blake's, Castle and Graydon LLP, one of Canada's leading national law firms, before leaving to form, with a few colleagues, her own boutique law firm, Allen McDonald Schwartz LLP, which itself has gone on to win legal awards. As a community leader, Jillian has given back to Laurier through serving on Laurier's Board of Governors for 9 years, from 2012 through to 2021. This included serving as the chair of the board for 2 years, chairing the Buildings and Property Committee, the Governance Committee, the Executive Committee, and she also participated in standing committees, several key search committees, and a number of working groups. I can tell you firsthand that the chair board role involves providing countless hours of leadership, oversight, and consultation to the university. During her term as chair, Jillian worked closely with our president, President McClatchy, as an advisor and celebrated the university being voted #1 in student satisfaction 3 years in a row. She also navigated key initiatives, including updating the Laurier strategic direction, promoting the Milton campus journey, and opening the award-winning Laurier Brantford YMCA facility. Jillian was deeply committed to enhancing the board's governance practices. She actively promoted a more strategic focus for the board and led the move from operational to generative discussions. As board chair, Jillian brought a calm and inclusive leadership, with her peers describing her as professional, knowledgeable, approachable, and someone who inspires trust. Those qualities also make her an excellent mentor. In 2011, Jillian received a Lexbert Zenith Award for her contribution to the Legal Action Within Schools mentoring program, helping young students interested in a career in law. She also served as a member of the Best Practices Roundtable of the Rotman Initiative Women in Business. Jillian has often expressed gratitude for her time as a student at Laurier. And I'm thrilled to say, Jillian, that Laurier, in turn, has benefited from your exceptional leadership, commitment, and generous contribution of time and expertise. I am honored to present to you, Jillian Schwartz, the Wilfrid Laurier University Distinguished Governor Award.
Thank you very much, Linda. Those words were incredibly touching. Brought my Kleenex, just in case. I did warn some people here that I might get a little misty. Good afternoon, graduates and guests. This is such an exciting day for everyone in this room, especially so since we're able to celebrate in person this year. I can feel the energy, the sense of pride, the accomplishments, and for some of you, perhaps just a sense of relief. Congratulations to you all. Congratulations to the graduates and your family and friends who've supported you during your university journey. I feel truly honored and privileged to have had an opportunity to serve the university as a member of the Board of Governors and to receive this wonderful recognition. The award is so meaningful to me because it is a recognition by my peers, the other members of the Board of Governors with whom I was fortunate to serve. I have been truly blessed to be part of a team that is dedicated to doing the right thing and who make Laurier such a remarkable place. When I came to campus in 1987 as a student in the business program, which at that point was housed across the street in the Peters Building, I knew that post-secondary education was the great equalizer, and that it was the best chance I had to change my trajectory, to improve my socioeconomic status, and to make the world a more equitable place. In 1988, when my OSAP application was rejected, I was not sure how I was going to pay those expenses, even though I knew education was so incredibly important. Fortunately, with the help of Laurier's Student Services, I was able to secure OSAP funding, complete my degree, and ultimately go to law school. Fast forward a few years, and Jerry McGrath, who's here today, and at the time was a member of the Board of Governors, asked me if I would consider joining the board, and I am so grateful to him for exploring this opportunity with me. I was incredibly humbled and excited about the chance to join the board of this truly special institution and be given the opportunity to give back to the university that gave me so much. I can say without exaggeration that without Laurier and the support of its wonderful faculty and staff, I truly would not be here today. To the graduates, I realize that the last 2 years were not exactly the university experience that you expected when you started at the campus 4 years ago. And for those of you who came from out of town, I'm sure you didn't expect to be back in your parents' home quite so soon. The years that one spends at university are devoted to studying, learning about yourself, and meeting new people. And these activities typically take place in the classroom, in the dining hall, in the athletics complex, in the bars, and other various locations. And of course, that was made all that more difficult when you spent so much of your time in front of a computer screen rather than in person. And while it may not have seemed so at the time, the pandemic has actually been a gift to each of you. You've navigated challenging times where the future was uncertain. The pandemic required you to do things differently and to adjust to new demands in a world where the rules were constantly shifting. And during this time, you demonstrated a willingness to change the way you engage with the world. You've successfully learned new ways of collaborating and new methods of learning. You've solved problems, even in circumstances where you didn't have all the information that you wanted to make the decisions you needed to make. You have developed agility and true resilience. And the resilience that you've developed will serve you well in the years to come as you build your careers. Many of you in jobs and in industries that don't even exist today. Graduates, you're about to become part of Laurier's over 110,000 alumni. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Use your education and the experiences that you've had to propel yourself forward, to challenge the world in all of its complexities, and to change society for the better. You have the skills and the ability to make the businesses for which you work and which you will ultimately lead more responsible, more sustainable, and more inclusive. As you go out into the world to pursue your careers, remember to give back to the community in any way you can, whether that's volunteering your time or making financial contributions to worthwhile not-for-profits and charitable organizations. It will be through these activities that you continue to grow, to make society be a more equitable place, and to obtain a real sense of fulfillment. If my experience is any barometer, you will truly get back more than you give. We look forward to hearing about your achievements as you live a life of leadership and purpose. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you so much, Jillian, for delivering this afternoon's convocation address and sharing such meaningful remarks with us this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. What a magnificent day and what an extraordinary thing to look out across this audience and see so many of our deserving graduates here in person. My name is Mary Wilson. I'm the Vice Provost of Teaching and Learning. I want to say that each one of you has worked so very hard and overcome so much to be able to cross this stage this afternoon and to celebrate together. Today, we make history, celebrating one of the most tenacious, adaptable group of graduates that Laurier has ever seen. I also want to take a moment to recognize your family members and your friends and your supporters. I know that they have played such an important role in supporting you throughout all of the years of your studies and certainly through the many ups and downs throughout this pandemic. Please join me in another round of applause to recognize our graduates and our guests together. Thank you. Now, will all of those who are here to receive degrees and diplomas please rise as you are able? I have the great pleasure in presenting those who have successfully completed. I'm loud, I think you can still hear me. All of those of you who have successfully completed the studies prescribed, fulfilled all of the conditions thereto appointed, and have been recommended for degrees and diplomas by the Senate of the University.
In accordance with the laws of the Province of Ontario, and by virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degrees and diplomas as shall be announced by the presenters. Graduates, the marshals will now instruct you row by row to begin making your way backstage.
My name is Trish McLaren, and as Associate Dean of Undergraduate Business Programs in the Laurier School of Business and Economics, I have the privilege of reading the names of our talented graduates today. This is an exciting day for all of us, and we take pride in the accomplishments of all of our graduates. We welcome applause to acknowledge all of your individual graduates as they cross the stage and to show how proud you are of them. Graduates, we do ask you to remain in your seats until all your fellow graduates have received their degrees and convocation is completed. Madam Chancellor, I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration Honors Program from the Laurier School of Business and Economics. Liv Gauthier. Vincent Geimer. Arpan Gill. Connor Liam Galanders. Karina Grace Giovinazzo. Pooja Yondingdrin. Caitlin Nicole Goddard. Stephanie Dawn Gayan Godfrey. Rudraksha Golcha. Ashley Uma Singh Goyal. Peter Benjamin Gregory. Chetan Gruel. Jasleen Gruel. Fiona Rachel Hamilton. Jeffrey Ian Gilbert Hardacre. Keon Dominic Enrique. Dara Haravi. Kolnita Hoare. Amanda Alexis Horvat. George Bohong Hu. Justin Tyler Hum. Victoria Avery Hunt. Kyle Matthew Ivy. Rija Jawad. Emma Rose Jodoin. Daniel Anthony Yurkovich. Jordan Sung Hwan Kang. Gabriel William Karolidis. Benjamin David Clausen. Grace Catherine Kobe. Ryan Nathan Kofsky. Sebastian Matthias Kohek. Matthew Stephen Kamonen. Peter James Kanidas. Maxim Kopravica. Connor William Krofchick. Florence Kwan. Rebecca Serena Kuzmers. Nathan Lariah. Paige Hayes LaRock. Alana Jonette Leclerc. Sarah Lee. Dylan Jesse Levine. Lingyun Liao. Joshua Paul Antonino Laduca. Shuang Liu. Samuel Peter Lin. Spencer Lin. Zachary David McLaren. Toma Malcolmson. Erica Margarita Marcantonio. Ryan Andrew Mastroranhas. Avery Matheson. Ryan Michael Ross McGovern. Eric McIntyre. Hunter Mai. Geronimo Mejia. Maya Musaji. Mladen Mrkic. Jordan Sidney Negri. Megan Elizabeth Newman. Dat Tan No Lee. Yulia Nicolescu. Sandeep Pada. Ishika Panjwani. Alexander John Parks. Preet Patel. Gobisan Perin Paraja. Cameron Tyler Peters. Zachary James Kakish. Jordan Thomas Rapier. Maxwell Douglas Renwick. Nicholas James Reynolds. Colton Roberts. Amanda Alexandra Romano Perret. Haley Morgan Georgina Running. Ramandeep Sani. Jessica Emily Sarabdil. Megan Scotchburn. Aberna Senthakarunian. Sandro Moro Severin. Rushali Shah. Malik Sharif. Vishali Sharma. Haitong Shen. Yuvraj Sidhu. Nicholas Alexander Sirazati. Jack Thomas Joseph Seatack. Jack Alexander Snedden. Harneet Kaur Sra. Jenna Kathleen Stafford. Catherine Leslie Stewart. Eileen Sun. Agason Fiyoga Sorubin. Allison Emily Thompson. William Tew. Ava Teresa Tonan. Caitlin Virasamy. Sarah Caitlin White-Visser. George Peter Vlahos. Parwez Wali Atai. Ziyu Wei. Spencer Ryan Weinberg. Liam Wilcox. Amanda Mary Wilfong. Grace Karina Walansky. Cindy Meg Zinn. Chavi Yadav. Alexandra Anna Zawara. Alexander Zagarek. Kawa Zhao. Zeno Zoe. Kiza Zaya. Madam Chancellor, this ends the list of those presented for degrees from the Laurier School of Business and Economics. So while we wait for the last few of our graduates to come back into the auditorium, I would like to take a second and address the graduates as a professor. And you know, the last 2.5 years were really difficult for you guys. And I want to tell you that you may not know this, but they were also really difficult for us as your instructors because we missed you. We missed having you in our classrooms. We missed the energy. We missed hearing your funny jokes. We just missed having you around. And so I want to thank you, those of you who worked hard to continue to engage in your education and foster the community. So everyone who joined a Zoom class, even when you really, really didn't want to, because I know it's really hard to do classes on Zoom. Those of you who joined your Zoom class from 8:30 a.m. from bed, we know where you were, but we still appreciate that you were with us. We thank you for everyone who participated in our classes, either through chat in Zoom or actually through turning on your microphone and letting us hear your voice. We thank you for that. Those of you who turned your cameras on, thank you so much, because it was so much better than us just talking into the void of our living room, not knowing if anyone was out there, so thank you for that. Those of you who joined in for all the virtual extracurricular activities and seminars that we continue to run throughout, thank you. When you did come back, we were so happy to see you, and I want to thank you for wearing your mask in the classroom so that when we came back, we could stay back, and we didn't all have to go home when we had COVID, so thank you so much for that. So thank you for keeping the Laurier community candle burning while we were away, and now as you head out, as you're supposed to leave now, you're supposed to be leaving us and entering the rest of your lives and the rest of the world, we hope that you will continue taking some of that Laurier community with you wherever you go and building that community. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you so much to our orator, our hooder, our photographers. Now is the time that we take the occasion to confer degrees in absentia. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, I request you to confer degrees in absentia to the eligible candidates who are not present with us here today.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer degrees in absentia to the eligible candidates who are unable to be present today. I would now like to present the celebratory alumni welcome video made for the class of 2022 by the Wilfrid Laurier University Alumni Association.
Congratulations! You did it! You've crossed the stage, and now you can look back with pride and look to the future with excitement. Today isn't just about receiving your degree. It's also about celebrating the journey you took to get here. It's about remembering your first day on campus, your first Laurier friend, your first class. It's about thinking back on those late-night study sessions, your favorite profs, and all the memories you made here. It's about the times you faced new challenges and pushed through. It's about how much you grew and how much you learned. It wasn't always easy, but you did it. That's what a journey is. That's what Laurier is. Purple and gold. And while your journey is far from over, remember, no matter where you go or what the future brings, you are a Golden Hawk for life. You are alumni for life. You are Laurier for life. Stay connected, stay involved, and most of all,
stay golden.
Stay golden.
Stay golden.
Stay golden.
Stay golden.
Stay golden. Stay golden.
stay golden.
Thank you to the Alumni Association for providing that inspirational message. Following the ceremony, everyone is invited to continue the celebration in the atrium to take photographs in the designated areas. Pre-pandemic, it was my habit to go out into the atrium and jump into people's photographs. They are not letting me do that right now. However, the fourth floor terrace doors are open, and I'll be up there for about 15 minutes. If anybody would like to have a photo, please, you're welcome to come up. Would you please rise now? And convocation is dismissed. We will have the recessional. Thank you very much.